Hello students. Today we will discuss chapter number 5, different kinds of material. Grouping things and classification. When you look around, you see a large number of things like chair, table, fan, bottle, pencil box, toys, mobile, clothes, computer and so on. All these things are objects. All objects differ in shape, size, color, but all objects are made up of material and have different properties. To study all the objects around us, we need to classify them. Like if you go in a grocery shop, it has many things. Imagine if all the things were dumped together at one place, the shopkeeper would never be able to find the things that the buyers want. But in most grocery stores, things are arranged systematically. So what is grouping? The advantage of sorting and placing things in group is that it becomes very easy to locate a particular thing. And classification, grouping different objects on the basis of certain similarity and dissimilarities is called classification. Like similar thing in one groups and dissimilar things in one groups. All the vegetables in one group, all the fruits come in one group, or the plants come in one group, all the animals come in one group. The advantage of classification: it helps in systematic study of objects, it helps in identifying and locating things, it helps to study the properties of object of one category, and last, it helps us to know that how the member of a group differ from those of other groups. Components of thing: as you know that all the objects are made up of one or more kind of material. Like example, a chair is made up of wood. Here chair is the object and the wood is the material. So what is object? Anything that we can see or touch, and a material, a substance or a thing which is used in making different object. There are two types: natural material and human made material. The materials which are obtained from the nature, like example wood, cotton, etc. Human made, that material which made by men or human in factories are called human made material. Example, plastic, utensils. Sometimes the same object may be made of different materials. For example, we use a plate in our daily life. A plate, it's an object and it is made up of different materials like plastic, glass, steel, silver. Several objects are made up of combination of various material. For example, if you make biscuit, you need wheat flour, sugar, milk, vanaspati ghee. Sometimes different types of object made of same material. Plastic is a material, it can be used to make different kinds of object like toy, utensils, mugs, bucket, toothbrush. Matter. We have studied in earlier classes also that there are three types: solid, liquid, gas. First, what is matter? Matter is anything that occupies space and has a definite mass. What is mass? The amount of matter present in an object is known as its mass. And the occupy space means volume. The amount of space occupied by an object, its volume. Now there are three types: solid, liquid, gas. Solid particles held closely together and it has very strong attractive force between them. Liquids particles are held as strong together as in solids, not held as strongly together as in solid, and the attractive force not as strong if we compare with solid. Particles are free to move. Gases particles are far apart and the attractive force between particles are weak and it moves quickly. Classification of matter. Matter is divided into two, pure substances and the mixture. Pure substances divided into two, elements and compound, mixture, homogeneous, heterogeneous. First, matter, you know that matter is made up of extremely small particles called atom. Matter definition in previous slide I told you. So which occupy the space and which has mass is known as matter, and the matter is made up of very small particle which is known as atoms. Now what is element? The substance which is made up of only one type of atom. Atom is the small particles made up, and when the substance is made up of only one type of atom is known as element, and when it is made up of more than two combined chemically in a fixed proportion it is known as compound. Element example, like if you take the hydrogen atoms, if you combine same time of hydrogen atoms they give you hydrogen molecules. In water, hydrogen and oxygen both are there, so more than two atoms are there and they combine chemically in a fixed proportion. When you go in higher classes, then you will study. Homogeneous, it's a mixture in which the constituents are uniformly distributed and each part of the mixture has the same property. For example, salt dissolve in water to form a homogeneous mixture, and particles of salt and water are uniformly distributed and each part of the mixture has the same property. Heterogeneous, it is a mixture in which constituents do not get mixed uniformly and each part of the mixture has the different property. If you dissolve sand in water, so they do not mix in water. Number 1, solubility in water. Some substances will dissolve in water completely, which are known as soluble or miscible substances. Example, sugar is soluble in water, salt soluble in water. Some substances that do not dissolve in water are called insoluble or immiscible substances. That is, sand is insoluble in water. Second, density. Density, the mass contained in a unit volume of a substance is known as density. Like substance which is denser than water will sink in, and the substance which is lighter than water will float on it. In 5th class you have studied very well this topic. Third property, shape. Solid have definite shape while liquid and gases do not have definite shape. If you pour liquid in any container, liquid take the shape of that container. Hardness, material which can be compressed easily are called soft substances. Example, foam, cotton, you can compress it easily. While some material cannot be compressed easily are called hard substances. Example, wood, iron. On the basis of transparency, object classified into following category. Number 1, transparent object, object through which we can see clearly. Example, glass. Second, opaque objects, object through which we cannot see at all. Example, wall, or you also the opaque example. Translucent object, object through which we can see partially, like only outline, not clear picture of the object. Butter, paper. Material like paper, wood, which do not have luster are called non-lustrous material, while material like iron, gold, which have luster are called lustrous material. What is mean by luster? The material which have shine, Luster means shine. 7. Texture. Some material have the rough surface are known as rough materials like bark of tree, and some having the smooth surface are known as smooth material like flower. Important properties. Number 1, magnetic properties. On the basis of their magnetic behavior, substances can be divided into two groups, which are attracted to a magnet called magnetic substances. Example, iron. Substances which are not attracted to a magnet are called non-magnetic substances. Example, wood. Second, conduction of heat. The passage of heat through an object from one end to another is called conduction of heat, and it divided on the basis of this, it divided into two types: good conductors and bad conductors of heat. Good conductor that allow heat to pass through them easily, like metals. Bad conductor that do not allow heat to pass through them, for example, wood. Conduction of electricity, the passage of electric current from one end of an object to another end. It depends on two categories: conductors and insulators. Substances through which an electric current can pass are called conductors, like thin wire of metal. Metal is a good conductor. Copper, they are used to make electric cables. Insulator, substances through which an electric current cannot pass. For example, wood, plastic, paper.